Hi everyone, welcome to the Spin Out podcast. I am so excited today to have very special guest, Jayne McIntyre, on the show. Jayne is a children's author and a marketing professional based on the Sunshine Coast, and she is my marketing professional at The Laundry Lady and has been with me for over 5 years, and I'm so excited to have her on as our special guest. With a background in journalism from UQ, Jayne has spent her career as an editor, copywriter and marketer, skills she now brings to her debut middle grade trilogy, The Feathers of Farwood. When she's not dreaming up magic realism for readers aged 8 to 12, she's the marketing manager for The Laundry Lady, helping us make waves across Australia, New Zealand and Canada, a dedicated mover and shaker in her local community. Jayne balances her corporate career with running, training and life with her husband and 2 children. Welcome, Jayne.
Thank you for having me.
So exciting to have you here. And today we're going to be talking about your very new baby, The Feathers of Farwood. I'm showing this beautiful book right now.
Yes, very exciting.
So you finally launched this wonderful book and we're going to talk all about it today. I'm so excited to have you here. So firstly, let's start at the beginning. Tell us about who you are and how we know each other.
Yeah, so I'm Jayne and I started with The Laundry Lady. Oh, we must be heading into the 6th year now.
Oh my goodness.
And it was when I was making the move from Brisbane back to the Sunshine Coast. I grew up on the Sunshine Coast but was in Brisbane for family and uni reasons and career. But I knew I wanted to come back here to the sunny coast, saw this opportunity with this company that I hadn't heard of before, Laundry Lady. Do they do laundry? Yes. And it was just this amazing opportunity to really make my mark on the small team at that time.
Small team of you and me. And I think the job ad said you will have to suffer the dog and the cat in the 4th bedroom.
Accurate. That did happen. But, you pitched the business to me and my role in marketing and helping to grow it, and I really believed in it, and then here we are.
And, I remember your job application. I remember your cover letter that you wrote, and it was all about, it was so beautifully written, and I think, when you're applying for a job that is, writing is going to be a key part of your function. To be able to write a beautiful cover letter is probably an important thing, which a lot of marketing people don't actually do when they apply for jobs. But I remember your cover letter was such a standout because it was all about a dream and dreaming about laundry and the meaning behind what that actually meant.
I think it was about lost socks or something like that, and creating order in your life.
Oh my gosh, we have to find it. I bet we've got a copy of it somewhere. But it was just so beautiful. And, what I didn't know then is that dreams are something that you have quite a lot of, and sometimes they're very, very creative, shall we say, in terms of what they're about.
Vivid.
Very vivid. And so that was really, a precursor to what you were all about reading that. And I didn't know at that time that you also were an author and had this big dream of your own to become a published author.
Yeah, so I was working it wasn't so much the marketing space. Like, I did study journalism, and it was sort of at that time when I was graduating that everything was shifting to online. It was a real digital movement, and as a journalist, you're also in marketing, and then, of course, social media. You have to know the algorithms and the social platforms and that. I was in that space. But then, like you said, I had my fiction dream as well, literally and figuratively, I guess. I'd be, dreaming up stories all the time. But, I had this goal that alongside my career, I'm like, I'm going to be an author one day.
And where did that come from? Where did that dream come from? Like, was that since you were a little girl? Like, how long have you had that dream?
Absolutely. And I mean, my mum's just dug out all this old paperwork and up comes all these books that I wrote, all little stories and things from when I was about 8. So I reckon it was around 8 years old, and I'm like, I'm going to be a journalist. I was going to be the first female Prime Minister of Australia.
Oh, yeah, I was going to do that too. Me and my friend Renee, we were going to do that.
Well, we would have been up against each other, but that didn't pan out, but that's fine. I became a journalist, went to uni, And yeah, I was just always, I'm like, oh yeah, and I'll be an author, whatever that looks like when, you know, so yeah, it was always, ever since I was a little girl, yeah.
And so when did it actually start to become a reality? Like, when did you first get the idea for this book and start writing it and start thinking, I can do this, I can make this a published book?
Yeah, so The Feathers of Farwood and the Grip's Curse, it isn't the first manuscript that I wrote. It's sort of hard with the path to publishing. It's sort of this mysterious thing. It's like you don't just go to uni and this is how you become an author, do this. I mean, there's creative writing courses and there are all those wonderful things, but there's, you know, people are writing about different things, fiction, non-fiction, there's different paths, different opportunities. But for me, I was like, oh, well, I've just got to build my craft alongside my day job. So I was always writing. And then I think it was around 2020 or 2019 that I actually signed with a literary agent, which is one way you can become a published author. And this was with a separate manuscript. This wasn't with The Feathers of Farwood, and it's still one that we love, but it just didn't sell. So I landed an agent. I thought, oh, this is it. I'm going to be a published author. And then comes, you know, the rounds of submissions and will this sell? Has there something similar on the market? Is the market not ready for this? You know, it's a business game as well, which can be hard for a creative thinker and someone who, yeah,
it's your passion project. You've written this beautiful thing, and you're like, oh, I don't want to make this into a business. I just want to publish it.
Exactly. There's this whole other side to it. So but getting the agent was that validation step for me. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. She believes in me. I just need another person to believe in me. It's all about getting that yes. And, you know, you'll get so many no's. You get that in the business world. You get that everywhere in life.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I've written 3 separate other manuscripts, but it wasn't until this one. It actually got shortlisted for a national prize, the Text Prize, in 2024. And I think, again, that was that validation. It's like, okay, I've really stepped up. I've worked on my craft. And that's how it got in front of a publisher and eventually landed the deal. So.
And so where did the idea for the book come from? Like, did your publisher give you some of those ideas of where to steer you into from the manuscripts that you had? Or was it, how did that come about?
It was sort of just, again, my strange imagination. But I'd always sort of written in the middle grade space. So middle grade is about ages 8 to 12 or 8 to 13. I mean, everyone has various reading levels, and, you know, adults can read middle grade as well. I do also, but it was always in that sort of middle grade fantasy, but it's more magical realism, and that's where it's sort of embedded in the everyday. So this is in a similar vein to what I was writing, and yeah, again, it's all just my imagination. And the idea for this particular book, it's very much inspired by like the natural environment and the idea of owls, like owls feature.
Yeah, where did owls come from?
Well,
because now you're going to be owl girl forever. But
I figure there's worse things. I've just accepted my fate as owl girl now. But I mean, I grew up reading, you know, magical books like, you know, Narnia and those sort of things. Even Peter Rabbit, you know, it has the wise old owl, and I just think there's something that you associate. You see an owl and you almost believe that they're going to whisk you away on this magical adventure. Like, I just think it's really, you know, witches, wizards, they just go hand in hand. But the point of difference for me is I wanted it to have that Aussie feel and that real accessible magic. So that's why I have Eastern barn owls. I have other birds, magical things that happen throughout the book, but it's sort of embedded in reality so that kids, Aussie kids, can connect with that and relate to it.
I feel like you were testing me then to see if I've read it.
Yeah. What species of
I have not got up to
birds?
the other species of birds. I am only at chapter 3.
No, I was going to say spoilers then. I was going to say
don't spoil it. My son, who is in that age group, and I are reading a chapter every night at the moment, which
Amazing.
He's almost a teenager, so he really doesn't want to be reading with his mum anymore, but we're getting through it, and
this is Jayne's book.
Yeah, I do. I say this is Jayne's book, and we're recording a podcast. We need to read another chapter. But so far, it has been beautifully written, and just like I love how well you explain things, like just, you know, from the colours and the setting of where, you know, each scene is, like, it just is making it really come to life, which I think is really beautiful.
Yeah, and I really was conscious of that when writing it. Like, world building is very important to me. You know, I want the children, and it is expressive.
World building. I didn't know the proper terminology.
Building, yes.
World building.
So you want it to be, I want you and your son to imagine yourselves walking through this town, walking through the forest. Like, you want it to be immersive, and that's all about, telling rather than, showing sort of on the page rather than telling. So, yeah.
And, well, look, I did, sit next to you while you were in the editing phase. We were traveling the world doing Laundry Lady launches into Canada while you were in the editing the final editing stage. And I remember a few things that you said during that stage, and I'm like, oh, I wonder when that bit will happen. So I'm excited to read ahead of all of that. And so your daughter also is in that age group. So what does she think of the book? Has she read it on her own, or did she read it with you? Like, how did that
Yeah, so
go?
I went to give it to her the other day. Oh, she has this first signed copy and she has it proudly displayed in her room. But I'm like, when are you going to actually sit down and read cover to cover, the final one? She goes, I know the whole story. She's like, I was there for the whole process. And she really was sitting on, my office floor, and I'd bounce ideas off her. She did come up with the name of one of the characters. And she's in the acknowledgements. When you get to the end of the book, you'll read that.
She was also at the beginning.
Yeah, she was in the dedication.
Yeah, in the dedication.
And she's actually been really helpful with, I've started doing workshops at bookstores and hopefully pitching to schools to talk.
And she's been going along.
She's been coming, and she's been amazing. And I think it's really important for your kids to see mum doing those things. You have it yourself as well. It's like, oh, mum can go out and do all these things.
Yeah, and even if it feels like they're ignoring you, which mine always feels like they are, I think they're still soaking up so much of it. Yeah. So what about your son? Because he is at a harder stage where he's just becoming a teenager and he's just out of your reading. Has he read it? Has he let you read any to him?
Again, he has his copy, and he wasn't as involved in the writing process, but no, he's not so interested.
Such a boy thing. Yeah. Such a boy thing.
But I drag him along to things. So,
You should just tell him that there's a really special message right at the end that's specially for him, and then he has to read the whole thing. And so obviously we live on the Sunshine Coast. So how much of the Sunshine Coast has come into the way that you've done the world building in the book?
Yeah, well, I think I'm really inspired. I mean, here on the Sunshine Coast, we're spoiled for, the hinterland, the forest walks, the trails. Mount Coolum is a favourite spot of mine. So I do, I was going to say regularly, but it's really not regularly that I hike up there. But when I go up,
I was going to say, I haven't seen pictures of you up there every weekend, Jayne.
Not every weekend.
You can lie. You can lie to us.
Run every weekend. But, the scribbly gums, the eucalyptus, and I just try to take that in as I'm walking up and losing my breath and puffing as you get to the top of Mount Coolum. But, and to the beaches, and I love just seeing the textures of things. Again, world building, that's what I put into it. So, even just on my runs around the lake where I live, and I just see the birds and their behaviours, and, you can just take in so much, and it's just that little nugget that you put in there, and people are like, oh, yeah, or, I had to include magpies because, swooping magpies, Australia, you can't go past that.
I haven't got to any magpies in the story yet either. I've got so much to go.
Definitely the natural landscapes are a huge influence. Sadly, I haven't seen too many owls because, of course, they're nocturnal creatures. But
my mum has a lot of owls in her kitchen. They're ceramic, but there is a lot of different variations of them.
I'll check them out. Get some inspiration.
And so one of the really special things we got to do was your book launch and have, all of your family and friends there and all your work colleagues. And so how did that feel, knowing that all of these people are going to be actually reading this book? And, what was it feel like? I know it's such a proud moment for you, but how did it actually feel when it sunk in going, oh, my God, these people are going to read my book?
Yeah, so in terms of the thought, oh, my gosh, people are going to read my words now, was very daunting because they're so close to me as well. It's like, oh, that's the scary part. But in terms of the launch itself, it was just everything I hoped and more. And I think, it didn't just happen. I did put a lot of planning into it. I did. But I wanted it to be special. I wanted it to be special for me. I wanted it to be special for my daughter, my family, to really mark that milestone. I think, writing can be a really lonely process, and, a lot of things happen behind the scenes. So it was really nice to be able to bring that to the front, make it fun with activity tables, get personalised cookies.
The cookies and cupcakes went very fast, I have to say.
I didn't get one. I was like, my daughter had one and we shared one, but
And just
amazing.
Typically, like, your daughter was there in centre stage doing all the craft tables and doing all of those things. And your son, he was with my son on a different level of the library, getting in trouble by the library staff. So that just sums it all up, doesn't it, of boys? And
pretty much. But yeah, in the end, I think I had around, I was saying 65 plus, but I reckon it was 70 people there. And, there was a lot of family, like you said, colleagues. My wonderful publisher was there, and fellow authors who I now count as, really good friends. People from my local park run, everyone was just really supportive.
You had a long queue of people waiting to have their book personally signed.
I know, and that was
you were like, my hand's cramping, and I'm like, I haven't got to talk to anyone. I'm like, welcome to my world, Jayne.
Yes, I've gotten better at signing now. I'm like, that was, a strange sort of thing. But people are there to see you and celebrate you. So I think the best I could do is just be like, thank you, just take it all in.
Yeah,
for sure.
Enjoy the moment. Yeah. Exactly. And so how do you juggle all of this, Jayne? Because you have a very busy job working for Laundry Lady and growing our business into lots of different markets, and you have written this book and had to shop around for years and years getting it published, and you also madly love to run and do these half marathons and park runs on Saturday, which I'm definitely not joining you on those. So how did you actually find the time to sit down and write the book? Like, do you get up really early at 5 a.m. and do this? Do you stay up late at night? I know I saw you staying up all hours while we were traveling and you were editing.
So that was close to deadline. So when we were traveling, we were launching Laundry Lady in Canada, and we were I was in the final throes of edits. And obviously I take my job very seriously with the marketing of Laundry Lady, wanted to give that my all, but I was at the final deadline. So in terms of that was a mad hour scramble type, lots of hours invested.
You're only a little bit stressed, only a little bit.
Strange times, early times, late times, don't know what time zone I was on. But when I'm back in the regular rhythm of home, I don't even know if there's a regular rhythm. We've just had school holidays, back to school, but then it's but there's school sports and everything. So I think there is no secret to finding the time. It's really carving out the time and trying to push aside that mum guilt, which
mum guilt gets you, regardless of what you're doing. Yeah.
But I think I'm in a good position now in terms of, I am a published author now.
I'm a published author.
Before I was like, I'm just going to, write in the study for a little bit. But now it's like, no, this is, important. So I try to set a bit of a schedule. It's not usually early in the mornings because, it's just, getting to school, getting to work, running a bit. Yes, I've signed up to the Sunshine Coast Half Marathon, which is in August, so I have a little bit of time to work up to that. But, it is really about carving out that time. There's snippets of time, and there's accepting that there's not going to be a perfect time. The muse isn't going to be there all the time. Sometimes you just have to get it down. You just have to get it down and make it pretty later.
I feel like sometimes the pressure of that is almost helpful as well, because it just pushes you to do it. And so this is only the first book in a trilogy.
Yes.
And so the other two haven't been written yet, right?
They have been written.
They
so
have
I'm
been
editing
written.
book 2. Yeah, so when I sold this to Riveted Press, Rowena was she got the world, she got the story, and she's like, this can't be one, this is going to be 3. I'm like, okay, I can do that. You know me, I have plenty of ideas. So I had to build out, obviously there's a beginning, middle, and end, and you have the arc and the development of the characters, but then I had to build that beyond a book 1 as well. So I always had in my mind where this world could go. so when she said that, I sort of fleshed it out and thought ahead of, what can I do in 2 and 3 and have a satisfying resolution in book 1 for kids, because that's important, but then hold a few secrets back.
Ooh, what are the secrets? What are the secrets? I haven't even finished the
tell.
first one yet. Don't tell me anything.
So book 2 is written. I'm now in the editing phase and just aligning with some of the things that I learned during the process of editing book 1. And then book 3, I know how it ends. But yeah, I've still got a fair bit more work with book 3. But yeah, just the editing process. So book 2 will come out in early 2027. And book 3 maybe later that year or the following year. We'll see.
Now, what did that waiter tell us in Canada about editing? Something about drink while you're writing and don't drink while you're editing?
Yeah,
what was that?
Edit sober. Yeah, I think it was right drunk, edit sober.
Right drunk, edit sober.
But no, I do both sober.
Jane. And so how do you come up with these characters? Like, are they based loosely on people? Are they connected to your kids? I'd be threatening my kids all the time. I'm going to make you the evil character if you do that again. Like, I
think people are scared of or cautious of writers.
Yeah, am I a character in the book that I haven't come across yet? Oh my God, I'm scared.
Assessing me right now and judging me to put things in your book. No, I think my characters come organically, and with this particular book, the concept of owl transformation is what popped up in my mind first. I'm like, what would it be like to turn into an owl? What if someone did turn into an owl? What if they couldn't turn back? And then from there, the Feather family, Eva Feather living with her 2 sisters, maybe some of the sibling dynamics, although it's 3 sisters. That's, it was just, I was conscious of the way I represented the mum, particularly. In the first book, she's probably not in the best position because, her husband's turned into an owl and all. And she's worried.
There's probably a few mums out there who want to turn their husbands into an owl.
So she's facing some problems, but I'm like, there were certain scenes where I was writing her. I'm like, no, I want people to read this and know that, she has strength to her. So I was conscious of how I represented her, and she has more of a developmental arc, I'd say, in the next book. So maybe there's little elements, maybe parts of the mum and me, maybe parts of Eva and me, like, her her determination and overcoming obstacles and that sort of thing. But no, it's not based, you're not in the book.
I'm not like outed. Okay,
No.
Good. Phew. My son is getting, mum is very cringe-worthy every time I go, which I, do with a lot of expression.
Oh, yes, yeah. See,
There's a few spots where it says that, and I'm like, whoo.
See, I superimposed the sound when I had to do a reading for Friday's first chapters with Your Kids Next Read. I'm like, I just can't get this right, so I got a little owl sound and superimposed
Oh,
it.
do you need me to come along just to do the sound for you, Jane?
Yeah, sound
I've got it down pat. Woo. And so I've been seeing on socials, you have been going around and doing lots of book readings and promotion of the book to like school groups and school holiday groups and all kinds of things. So how do you feel? Because, when you work for me, you're on the other side of that. You're like following me around, making me be in front of the camera and do the talking. And now you are getting to be that center person and doing all of that. So how has that felt for you? Because that's out of your comfort zone, right?
It really is. I've been saying that a lot. I have been pushing myself outside my comfort zone because it's like, writers write because they like to just sit quietly at home behind their computer. And then it's like, there's the whole marketing side because you could write the most amazing book in the world, but if no one knows about it,
Absolutely. We say that all the time.
Yeah. So that was something, and I've seen that as a focus point for me. I'm like, I know I need to, develop in that area and that sort of thing. And I was a bit nervous. But I had my first couple of workshops here on the Sunshine Coast at Rosetta Books in Mullaney, and then also in Brisbane at the Quick Brown Fox. And I was actually super enthusiastic and really confident. And I was like, I actually wasn't scared at all. Like I had my daughter there with me again, just helping with the activities. But I think when you're talking about something that you love and you're passionate about, it's not so
becomes
scary.
so much easier.
So I still have a lot to learn, but
I'm sure you're getting better at it every time.
I think so, and I will, and that's just something that I've got to,
It's not like anyone can ask you anything too hard. You're like, I know my book, I know all my characters.
Hey, I can make it up. I have a great imagination.
I'm not going to ask you about numbers or things like that.
Yeah.
It's much easier. And so, you know, in today's day where like social media is taking over and phones are taking over, and I know getting my kids to do anything that's reading related now seems to be so difficult. You know, even the difference I've seen in the 5 years between my elder son and my younger son, it's like reading is such less of a thing for them. So what's your tips for parents? Like, how do we get our kids to read and still, you know, hold on to that pastime in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, because
particularly boys.
Yes. And I mean, as a kid, I would always be visiting the library. And I mean, libraries today are amazing and they're doing lots of programs to get kids in there. But you're right, with when they're given the option of an iPhone and having, you know, games that, which my children have, you know, it's fine. But it's like, oh, you want them to also be picking up books. So I think one of the key things is let them choose their own books. Like, don't... but do make your son read my book.
Yeah.
Except that. I think having that agency and ownership, like, this is a book I would like, doesn't matter, you know, you just take them to the library, they pick up, and once they've got that ownership, they're more motivated to read it. Like, and even if it's, you know, a comic book or it is mostly pictures, you know, good for them. You know, that's amazing if that's what they chose and that's what they want to read. If you have your comfort book read, there's books that I go back to because you have your comfort read. So I think, yeah, choosing your books or letting them choose their books themselves is a big thing. And then also, I think bringing the magic of a book beyond the pages, and that's sort of what I'm trying to do with my workshops. It's like, oh, you know, you can read about this, then you could maybe go learn about owls or go for a, you know, hike up Mount Cool and have a look at the trees or whatever. So, you know, it's getting away from the tech. And I was very conscious, actually, in this particular book, the kids don't really talk about phones or computers or internet, probably because a lot of things will become outdated, you know, if you mention an app or something like that. But I wanted it to be a bit removed from technology, even though it's set in the modern day. There's some old school elements in there.
And so it's so exciting. And so when does the second book come out?
Yeah.
Like, how long have I got to finish the first one before I've got to get ready?
Yeah, so I think it will be around the same time of year as I launched my first one, so February, March sort of thing. So
February, March in 2027 will be book 2, and then book 3 the following year, or will it come earlier?
Year. Like, I mean, I want there to be enough lead time for people to get excited, but then I know kids can't wait for ages, so we'll see how that goes after book 2 comes out. But they're just going to... I've already seen the cover of book 2 and 3, so the illustrator Tam Tiao from Sydney, she's an incredible illustrator, award-winning artist, and yeah, I've seen the 2 other covers, and I think it's just they're going to look so amazing together.
I know how excited you were when you got the illustrations done, and then when you got to unbox the book for the first time and felt like really all the special gloss and things, which, you know, for us working in marketing, we love, like, you know, spot UV glosses and things like that on covers. So, you know, you were so excited to see that and to see your name there in print. Like, how did that feel?
Yeah, really, really special. And it is always in the author world, you know, they do the traditional unboxing. And yeah, it's just, you know, like I said, it's this really quiet, slow process for such a long time. All this stuff happening behind the scenes, and people don't see the physical reality of it. They might be like, oh, when's the book coming out? Or... No, and it's like, oh, here it is.
Here it
physically is in real life. And then another moment, which was very exciting, was seeing it on the bookshelves for the first time as well at my local bookstore. Which is amazing.
And when does the movie come out?
Oh, you'll have to talk to my people about that.
And so what will happen, Jayne, when it becomes this world famous book, and how are you going to manage your laundry lady work?
I was going to say, I'm still going to be a laundry lady, don't worry.
Forever. We've signed that.
And so, yeah, talking about this, it's like, oh, wow, it is a lot of mental energy and time. But, yeah, obviously I do my laundry lady work as well. So I sort of say that's, my day job, and then I have my side
night job,
fun job, but then it's growing as well. But yeah, it's both of them drive me in different ways. So Laundry Lady, obviously, we have the exciting, international expansion, which has been incredible and ongoing. So that fulfills me in one way, and I'm challenged in different ways in this role compared to my story writing. So I think it's both.
And it's something I think we're quite passionate about in our head office team of, having our own personal goals. And it's something I always ask everyone every year when we do our performance review, like, what is your personal goal this year? Because, work is one thing, but it's only one part of what you do and what you're passionate about. And it's, having other passions or other focuses, I think really can drive you so much better or drive those other things. And, I think that that's really great that all of our team have different things that they're pursuing and doing.
Absolutely. And I think it's like you said, it's really beneficial. It helps drive you. It helps give you motivation. That's why I do running as well, to counter all the hours that at the desk. But it's good to have these goals and things to look forward to. And I'm very lucky and fortunate here in the head office. I mean, all my colleagues were here at my launch, and everyone's just so supportive, and no matter what you're doing or what your goals are. So,
So good. So good. And so tell everyone, Jayne, how do they get a copy of your book?
Yeah, so it is Feathers of Farwood and the Grip's Curse, book 1 of the trilogy. So it's available in just your local bookstores. It should be at QBD, Dimmicks, or your independent booksellers, Harry Hardog. And if it's not in, you can request it. They can get it in. Libraries, I'm a big supporter of libraries as well. Not everyone can afford books, and that's completely fine. I use my library all the time. You can request it in at the library, and then you can also get it online from any retailer, or my publisher is rivetedpress.com.au. And I also, again, my marketing background helping with my author career, I've built a website. So I have JayneMcIntyre.com, and that has information about the book, where to get it, a bit of a blog on my writing journey, and then also teacher resources and how to book for school visits. So
can you get an Audible version too, or
not
is it
yet,
just
but
Is it going to be you reading it?
Oh, no. What about all the owl hoots? I can't do that.
I'll do the hoots. But I feel like you've got to have the hard copy of this book because it is just so beautiful. The cover's so beautiful. It feels so nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not much of a paper person. I like to have things digital as much as possible. And we have a paper-free office as much as possible. But it is just beautiful to be in a hard copy. It's got the beautiful ribbon that you can
the production quality was amazing. And I'm completely biased, but I think it would look nice on any bookshelf.
On any bookshelf. We've got one on our work bookshelf as well. And so we're going to give away a copy as well, aren't we, to one of our listeners?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so a signed copy. I've been practicing my signature after that long line at my book club.
So that's exciting. So look for the post with the instructions about what to do. I think it'll be share, post, share.
Yeah.
And we'll be giving away a copy. So that will be exciting for someone to be reading with their child.
Yeah, and
or reading for yourself, whatever.
Yeah, well, like I said, middle graders, that 8 to 12, 8 to 13, but I think there's this myth around middle grade where it's for kids or watered down or something, but it's really not. You can read there's so many layers to it, so much depth, in the genre as a whole.
Pretty sure most of my favourite books are written for teenagers.
Yeah, books are for everyone.
Books are for everyone.
So I think, it lends itself to children and, people wanting that, magical escapism or themes of family and overcoming obstacles, but adults will certainly enjoy it as well.
Oh, it's so good. Do you know what I keep thinking about is when you do make the movie version, we should go, can I be in it? Can I have a cameo, first of all? And can I do one of the hoo-hoo sounds? And also, I keep thinking about that forest where we were in Vancouver. Capilano Bridge, where we went to do that. Well, we tried, I don't know what we were doing there, sightseeing, but also doing some content shots and
location.
There was just some, I don't know, it was a cool feeling, and I just felt like, oh, this is so connected to your book. And
magical owls absolutely lived in that forest.
Absolutely. We saw some owl stuff, owly stuff. There was
All
like
the
a
fairy
wingspan
lights,
of, yes. So, yeah, can we go back there and
Yes.
film it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I got the cameo. I
Although
don't know
isn't
which
it
cameo because I
Aussie?
haven't read all of the
What
characters
about the
yet.
magpies and the Aussie things? We'll have
Oh,
to-
we
yeah.
can import them. Get someone to dress up. Oh, it was so great talking to you, and I'm so glad that you got to realise this passion and to be able to share it with everyone. And yeah, exciting that there's going to be 2 more books after this as well. And so thank you for sharing with everyone.
No, thank you for chatting with me about it. Thanks.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.